This
Starting.
conference will now be recorded.
So today we will discuss about a Groovy script concept. So what is Groovy script and when we will use this Groovy script? So actually we have a different types of palette options in CPI Web UI, right? So we had a many. We had many palette options and we had many adapters and we have many pre-packaged contents. So why we are going for a Groovy script? So when the client requirement is the client requirement, for example, if I wanted to do uh, some, sorry, if I wanted to do some client requirements in a CPI, if the standard functionalities, so whatever the palette options they are providing, that is not satisfying our requirement, then we will go with a Groovy script. So let's assume one of the standard way we already discussed, right, at the first time, uh, for logging the payload. So for example, the client requirement is I have to log the payload for each and individual payload. I have to log. Got it? So each and individual payload I have to log. So that time you can.
Chandra, you're sharing screen?
No, no, not at. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I am not sure. The instances are not showing in my. Let me share my screen. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, this is test. Okay, I have to go for a trial action. So this is account I want. So now see, uh, so when the standard functionalities, when the standard functionality is not satisfying our requirement, then we will go with a Groovy script functionality. So here you can see at the first time, so when we are talking about a trace info debug, that concepts, we used Groovy script to log the payload, if you remember. So we used Groovy script to log the payload. So like that, so we can use the Groovy script actually. So first I will go with a one sample Groovy script to read, to create a headers, to read the headers in a Groovy script and modify that header, and reading the properties and modifying the properties, and also modifying the body. First we will discuss about that one. So then we will go with the remaining some of the test Groovy scripts. Okay. So now what I'm doing is, so Groovy IDE. So Groovy IDE is a online Groovy compiler actually. So this is an online Groovy compiler. So if you see, this is a Groovy IDE, so you can find this in a Google Chrome by searching with a groovyide.com. So see here, this is actually the sender, so like a Groovy script. So this is the transformation logic, so you can call it as a Groovy script, also used as a transformation logic. So transformation, like it will modify the data, it will modify the data from required for, one format to the other format, or else one data to the other data. For example, see, this is the input payload from the source actually. So the root example input data. So this is the input data, and this is the script, Groovy script, and this is the output. So see, every message in CPI, as we discussed, the structure of the message will be in a three structures, right? Headers, properties, and then body. So like that, you can see this is the input, this is the body, headers, and properties. If you see, this is the body, headers, and properties. So now see, this is the actual Groovy script to read body, headers, and then properties. So got it? This is the body. So this is the body. These two statements is used for to read the body and modifying the body, to read the body and then modifying the body. These statement, so read the headers, so this statement to read the properties, to read the property. So these are the three main concepts to read the body, headers, and then property values here. So see here, here import, so here we are importing all the utilities. What does mean by import? What is the use of it? So what does mean by import mean? So here you can see in the below we are using this println statement, and also we are using this some of the default like get body, so get header, so get properties, and set properties. So these are the different different methods and different classes we are using. So that functionality, so for example get property, this function is defined in this package, so in this package. So that is the reason we are importing this package here. We are importing this package. That means they already created some code at the backend. So just we are reading that by using this import statement. The import statement is to import the predefined functionality to our program. So got it? So previous ga, so e methods anni, so get body, set body, and get property, set header, set property. So all functions are defined in this import statements. I mean this package. So this package will be defined by Groovy developers only. So that means like you can also create your own package and you can import into your Groovy script actually. So this is a hash map. So if you require any custom packages, then you can import that your custom packages. So this is enough for some of them. So this is a so this util dot message, right? So this is enough for to read the body and then headers and then properties. So this hash map is a custom one. If required, you can add multiple packages, so based on your requirement. So here you can see this is the first statement. So def message, what does mean by def here? So what does mean by def here? Def means defining a variable, defining the variable. So here you can say what we are doing is, so the process data of message space message. So that means, so see here, this is the first statement. So this is the starting curly brace. So this is the function, is a process data function is starting here. So inside of it, so every data, so all data is storing. So it is reading the data from the incoming message. So see here, this message dot get body, every data. So that means whatever the sender trigger data will be stored in a message, will be stored in this message variable. So this message variable you can use in a below statement. So see here, from this message contains a body, headers, and property. So see, I'm creating other variable. So this is the def space body. Def space body equal to message dot get body of string. Get body of string. So I am getting the body in the string format. I am getting the body in a string format, so that this statement will return the body and it will store in this body variable. So clear how to read the body, another clear, and so see here, this every, so all the message is storing in this variable, message అనే వేరియబుల్ లో స్టోర్ అవుతుంది. సో స్టోర్ అయిన తర్వాత message dot get body అనే ఫంక్షన్ యూస్ చేసి I am getting only body of the payload. That means triggered payload from the source, payload from the source. So that data will be stored in this body, in this body variable. So now what this statement, the next statement what we are doing is message dot. So here same message. So previously we get the body, so now we are setting the body. That means we are modifying the body data, we are modifying the body. So body plus space body modified. So that means see what will be the output, actually what is the body from the source. So this is, so but what will be the output at the target side? So body, example input data, closing root tag, and body is modified. So like that statement we will get at the target side. Let's see. So see here, first we are reading this data, so root example input data, and see at the target side we just, so set body means body is modified, right? So this is the statement we added here. So clear how to read the body is a clear, right? So if I wanted to add some other statement, how we can, so this function, so actually this function set body, whatever the value we are providing, So that is storing. So that will be, so here you can see that so for example, see, I'm not using the previous body here. So previous body I am taking in this variable. So now I am removing this body statement. So now what will be the output? Anyone? So I deleted the variable, body variable. Now what will be the output at the target side? Any one of you? All right. So see here. So see, I hope you are not understood this concept actually. So see here. Here what we are doing is, so all the data, body data. So whatever the body we are getting inside. So this is the body actually. So got it. This is the body. So this body we are accessing in this variable. In this variable. So previously we used this statement, body plus the body lo emundandi. So clearly this body contains this statement, this statement. So now we are adding this statement to this body variable. So now if I remove, so now that is the reason I am getting entire that payload, I mean like a root tag, and then body is modified. So if I remove this body variable here, what will be the output?
Only body modified will be out.
Yes, yes, right. Only we will get only the body modified to the target cell. So if I trigger the data now, so see body is modified. So this is like this. You can make some sample, simple changes, and based on that you can get some understanding. So like this we will get it. So see body plus body is modified. So if I wanted to change, I wanted to add some other tag. How I can add? So I wanted to add other tags. So for example, this is root one, right? So I would like to, so for example, not a root, I mean not tag. So I would like to add some other data here. How I can add? So you can change that statement like, you see, Emacs changes the border. So now see Emacs change, or else a Groovy script changes the the border. See script change the one. So like that you can create, so you can read and you can modify the data inside of the payload by using Groovy script. So clear about body part? Any queries?
So
Yeah,
Chandra, then only why body part only executed in the output? Why headers and properties not executed?
yeah, we'll discuss it. Here address and properties also executing Arun. So see
Oh,
here,
oh,
these
okay.
are the, yeah, we will discuss about step by step, that's what. So see,
Okay.
if I explain only body, you're confusing actually. So but if I
Uh,
if I execute all, and if I execute all at a time, you might confuse. This is a first program, right? So that's what I'm
okay.
explaining step by step.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay. So now see, this is the output of a target. I mean like this is the uh, transformation by using Groovy script for body. So now headers, coming to the headers. So every message contains headers, right? So for example, every message contains headers means like we have created many custom headers, right? So that headers you can create and you can modify the existing headers from the source. So see, here we are getting old header, and then the value is hello. The value is hello. So now see here how we read the data. So how we read the body data. Here also we will use the definition of map. So why we are using map here? Any idea why we are using map here? So map means, map in the sense that this map contains the key value pair. Key value pair. So what does mean by key value pair? So see, headers and properties will be having as a table format, right? So first one is a key. So see here, this is the key and this is the value. So old header is in a key and a value is a hello modifier. So like that, that structure will be maintained by this map variable. So the structure will be maintained by this map variable. So that is the reason we are using this map variable here. So def map equal to message dot get header, message dot get header. So I mean get headers, sorry, get headers means, so it will read all the headers and store in this map variable. So that means this map, so what are all the headers I am getting from the source? All key and value pairs, that means all headers will be stored in this map variable. So now what we are doing is, so def value equal to, so see this is a old header, right? So now what we are doing is this value we are reading, so this is a temporary variable, value is a temporary variable. So here map dot get of old header, so map dot get, that means it will get the value from this old header. So got it? It will get the value from this old header. So clear? So now, what is the value in a value variable here? Anyone? What is the value in a value variable? So see here, map dot get a old header. So now this map dot get function, what it will do? It will fetch for the source older header. I mean old header. So if the old header is exist, it will, what is the value for this old header? It will check that for that value and store into this value variable. So that means the value is a hello here. The value is hello here. So now what we are doing is, so this is the println statement. So this is for just to check in a console. So see, you can see old header value colon hello. So like this is a, so this is the value of this old header value. So now what we are doing is, so message dot set header, message dot set header means this old header and then value plus modified, value plus modified. So that means it contains previous value, right? What it is hello, plus it is a plus modified. So it is storing modified. It will add a this hello, after hello it will add a modified value. And also here we are creating new header. So set header, by using set header you can modify the existing headers from the source, or else you can also create the headers by using set header function. So see here, this is the set header. So this is the new header. The value, I mean key of the header is new value. Now the new header is like so for example 1 2 3 4 5 6. So like that I just changed the value. So now see here, this is the statement of headers actually. So here we are getting headers in a map format. That the map means a key and value fields. Now I am getting value from one of the header, getting value from the one of header to variable. Now I am printing that variable value. I am printing the variable value. Now the message dot set header means it will modify the old header value. Now the creating the new header by using the set header, it is creating a new header along with the value 1 2 3 4 5 6. So see, let me execute this. So what will be the output here? The old header is hello modified, and new header is, what will be the value for new header based on this based on this code? What is the value for a new header?
New header 1 2 3 5 6.
Yes, right. So the new header value is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So see, like this, you can transpose the data in the headers by using GroovyScript. The same functionality you can also use for properties. So see here, the difference between properties and header statement here is, there for headers we are using get headers, right? In the below we are using get properties. Get headers, get properties. For setting the variable, we will use the set property function. So see, this is the set property function. The set property function. So see here the properties. So we are getting all the property values here, and we are reading the old property value, and we are old property value, and we are creating a new property value with the new property. So see here it is created. So it is created both here. So see old property, new property. So here, see from the sender side, we don't have any properties, right? So he, but we are reading whole property here. So when I am reading the whole property here, so it is without the value from the source, it is, see, you can see we are getting null value from the source, null value. So clear, we are getting null value from the source. So if I had some header value here, so for example whole property, so the whole property and the value is like a, so test. So now what will be the output? Test modified. The whole property value is a test modified. If you see, this is the test modified. So so this is about each and individual, like how to read the body, how to read the headers, and how to read the properties, and how to modify the body, how to modify and create the headers, and how to modify and create the properties. So by using this state, so see here, this println statements is for our understanding. These println statements is for our understanding. So see here, this is the output from the this println statement. So this is also output in the println statement. When you are using this console, this is very help with the, I mean like where the compiler is compiling or not, what is the values of each variable, you can find easily by using this statement. So see here, why this body and headers are in green color, these are the comments actually, these are the comments. So this will ignored by the compiler while compiling this code. Okay, so let's copy this, and how to execute this in CPI. So let's copy this entire code, and how to execute this in a, I mean a CPI integration flow. So see here, let me edit this. IF underscore Ruby underscore test. So see here, in the transformation we have a script. In that we have a two scripts, JavaScript and a Groovy script. So if you are already familiar with the JavaScript, then you can go with the JavaScript, or you are familiar with the Groovy script, you can go with the Groovy script. The same functionality, by using JavaScript also, you can create a headers, properties, and modify the headers and properties, and also you can modify the body also by using JavaScript. So if you are familiar with the JavaScript, you can go with it. Otherwise, you can use a Groovy script. That's up to you. So here you can see the Groovy script, right? So for creating the Groovy script file, we have to click on this plus symbol. So see here, this create function. So create function. So once I click on it, it will automatically create one script file in the resources tab. So see, it will automatically create the one script file at the resources tab. So see here, I hope the same code. So previously I used this, the same code whatever I had here. So this is the default code by CPI itself. This is the default code from a CPI itself. So see, uh, so here this is a message like so see, this is the is to get the body, and this is the modified body. So let me take this is as example, so that contains some of the comments there. So let me do one thing. So this is the actual code what we wrote there. So now this is right. So let me, so you, I just replaced the whatever I have in the Groovy ID, I just replaced in this a script. So here when I am writing the code in a direct Groovy script editor, it will complex. Why? Because so this is actually there is no compilement I mean so while typing itself it will not show any errors, syntax errors. So when we are executing the program, then only we will get this details actually. So now see, I use this script, right? So I just created the script also, right? This in the resources it will automatically add one script file here. So see here, this is the script, this is the script file here. So see, now what I'm doing is, so let me execute this script first. So I'm using a simulation mode to execute this Groovy script. So this is the oh sorry, uh, so now I'm stopping this here. So see, as per the requirement, what are all the required here? The input body. So what is the body we are sending here? So you want, if you want, you can send any body. Just I'm using this data here. So I'm using this body here. So what will be the, what is the uh, header value we are using? Old header value we are using. So here you can add one header and one property. So old header, and then value I'm using is text. So I'm also giving space to identify it. So the old property. So otherwise, if I am not providing these values, what will be the output at the target set? Null. Null space, what is the modified value we have, that value will be sent to the target. So see, now we added everything. So let me click on OK. So now let me test it. So now if we have any errors in a script or something else, so then we will get the error details here. Otherwise it will successfully execute. So now see, this is successfully executed. So see what is the output. So see, let's see the input first. So this is the old header, so this is the input, this is the old property, so this is the tester, is the value. So these are the default properties are created by simulation itself. So this is the input data. So now see at the target side. So what is the new header? So it is created new header with this value, and then old header value previously this is test. Now it is modified to test space modified. So now the properties. So the new property, then value is a new property. So that old property, the value is a test previously. Now it is a test modified. It is modified to test modified. Let's coming to the body. So now see, this is the actual body from the source. So now the remaining script changes the body. The script changes the body. So this is the use of like this you can create a Groovy script inside of the integration flow, and you can consume. So clear. This is the basic. I mean, this is the basic step to understand a Groovy script, like how we can read a body, headers, and then properties. So we have some templates like so default templates, like you can see. So capture the payload. So this is the default one, and also you can also find most of the commonly used Groovy scripts are available in this GroovyIDE.com. So see here, Groovy's examples we have, right? So if I click on it, it will navigate to the other page, and it will provide all the, I mean, mostly used Groovy scripts. So see here, we have a adding UTF-8 bomb to any payload, or a script example for beginners, and also EDA segment counter, XLS to XML converter, and then a file name MPL custom header property, getting HTTP error body. So these all are commonly used Groovy scripts. So when you had there is any requirement in the Groovy script, first, so if you had a own capability to build the Groovy script, you can go with the Groovy. I mean, you can directly implement the Groovy script. Otherwise, you can go some online references, and you can modify the references based on your requirement. So at least we need that knowledge. At least initially we need that knowledge. అంటే ఫస్ట్ గా మనకి ఏంటంటే డైరెక్ట్గా గ్రూవీ స్క్రిప్ట్ రాయాలంటే ఎవరికైనా కష్టమేనండి. సో మీరేంటంటే ఫస్ట్ ఉన్న దానిని అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకొని అది మన రిక్వైర్మెంట్కి ఎలా చేంజ్ చేసుకోవాలి అన్నది మీరు థింక్ చేయాలి. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సి ప్రీవియస్లీ వీ క్రియేటెడ్ ఓన్లీ వన్ హెడర్ ఇన్ రన్ టైమ్. సో నాకు గ్రూవీ స్క్రిప్ట్లోనే ఒక 5 to 6 హెడర్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. హౌ టు క్రియేట్ ఇట్? So same statement we will copy 4 to 5 times, and we are changing internal values, that's all. So if you made that type of changes, you will be familiar in future for the Groovy script. So see, many of the Groovy scripts are already available and we can ready to use it. So see, like this we can. So I also have some sample Groovy script in my hand. So see here, this is for write a log, I mean log to capture all payloads. So we already used this one. When I'm talking about trace, I shown you like, so this will create an a message body attachment in a message processing log. So this is for all messages actually. This is for all messages. So that means all messages, whatever it is failed or successful, it will store the payload. But coming to the when I want, so when I wanted to store the payload, whenever the exception raised, that time only you can use this code. So by using this exception, whenever we have only exception, that time you can use, we can create a attachment in the message processing log. So and also we have a other one. So if I wanted to stop the process for 5 minutes, stop the process for 5 minutes. So for example, see, I would like to stop my integration flow for a, so this is milliseconds actually, 40,000 milliseconds. So see, you can use this code to stop your execution for 40 seconds. So in this time, what will be the status of this integration flow? So the status of the integration flow will be the processing state. So see, let me add some content modifier here, and let me show you how it will execute. So see, just it will sleep the process. So that means it will stop the process in a particular milliseconds based on what we provided. So just I'm creating the data like that. So see here, we provided 40,000 milliseconds, right? So now see, this will store, I mean, it will stop the process for 40,000 milliseconds. So see, it is deployed, right? So let me make a duplicate of this to go to monitoring. Let's go to the monitoring page in a main. So see, one error we have, that is SFTP. I hope. Yes, SFTP we have one error. So let me check the monitor message box. So see, one message already started. So see, the message processing time is taken 17 seconds. Why it is taking 17 seconds? We use this Groovy script to stop the execution for a particular point of time. So that means 40,000 milliseconds. Once the 40,000 milliseconds is completed, it will release the message to the target. So like that, you can sleep the process for. So see, after 40,000 milliseconds is 40 seconds. 40 seconds. So now it is see completed. So after 40 seconds, the message is received, I mean like sent to the target. So see here, uh, here while I'm using this sleep function, I will explain one status of this message. So see here, you already checked the failed one, and then retried one, and completed one, and processing one, and accelerated one. So failed, retry, completed, processing. Processing means you just seen, right? When the message is processing, that will be in a processing. So like failed means it is any error occurred, then it is failed. Retry means when the message is retrying to the target system, by using JMS queues we established retry mechanism, right? So that retry will be go to the retry mechanism. Completed means the message is successfully processed to target. Processing means it is processing internally. Accelerated means when we are using accelerated enablement, we are using it. The cancelled means if intentionally cancel, we don't have that option, but uh, the message will be cancelled automatically by CPI itself when the downtime of the runtime. So that time the message will be cancelled. So discarded, when we can see this discarded messages. So actually discarded messages will be shown for only for a timer event actually. So timer event. So for example, if I check a past 1 week, so past 1 week, So let me discuss about this discarded status. So then we can go for other one, right? So because we are using this sleep, right? This based on this sleep, we can check for this abounded status. That's what. So see here discarded. So what is the meaning of discarded? So see actually this XML to CSV converter is working based on the timer. So this discarded status you can find only for the timer based integration flows. For example, see, I have a timer interface. So this is the timer interface. So this timer is started at 8:39. So and it is processing until 8:39. Until 8:39, I mean 8:40 the message is processing. After 8:40, this will automatically trigger other message, right? So when we have already one message is processing here, one message already processing by one integration flow, that time when I get other call from this timer, when I got other call from the timer, that message can go to the discarded state. So that means at a time only one message can be processed by the integration flow. I mean integration flow processed by one integration flow. If I got a other request while I am processing the previous message, then the message will go to this discarded state. So that means this you can see only for the timer events. So but you cannot see for the sender configured interfaces. So clear, this is about a discarded status. So that means discarded means when the integration process is run already running one integration, I mean one message. So meanwhile, while processing the one message, if I get any message, then that message will go to the discarded status. So what does mean by abandoned actually? What does mean by abandoned? So you rarely seen this abandoned status. So see, let me redeploy this one. So see here, I redeployed this one. So now what I'm doing is for executing this message, it will take 40 minutes, right? 40 seconds, right? So meanwhile, if I undeploy this integration flow, so see this is started. If I undeploy this integration flow, so see, it is starting, it is waiting for 40 seconds. So now see what will happen is, so already one message is processing for this integration flow. One message is already processing for this integration flow. Now I undeploy this. So while processing the message, if I undeploy the integration flow, that message will go to the abandoned status. Actually, still it is in a processing state, but while message processing, if you undeploy any integration flow in CPI, while message processing, if you undeploy any of the integration flow, that time the message will go to the abandoned status. So actually here it is going to the completed. So let me check again. So it is not still stopped actually. So it is removed from the so let's do one thing. I will increase the time of this Groovy script. Then I will show you how the abandoned status will work. So I am making like so it is not editable. Let me go back and edit the integration flow. So I am making this as a, I mean like this is for 60 minutes, 60 seconds, and this is for 1000, I mean 100 seconds actually. So 10,000, right? So let me save this and deploy this now. So see, it will take a 1 minute actually after deployment. So this is started actually. So now see, when a third message will trigger now. So see, now it is processing. So while processing, so one message is processing right now. So now I am undeploying this. See, I am undeploying this one. So now the data is deleted from the runtime. So now the data is deleting from the runtime. So if it is deleted before 1 minute, so we configure that is for 1 minute, right? So that message will go to the abandoned status actually. That is not deleting actually. So let's check. Still it is stopping. So let's see the message processing log. Still it is processing. I can check this only with this sleep function only. Otherwise, all remaining functions will process immediately. So
Hmm.
C abandoned. C got it. Now it is going to the abandoned status. So why we undeployed this while the message is run? I mean, while the message is processing.
Hello, Chandra.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
In which case we will undeploy that? Why do we use?
Yeah, why do we need is, so for example, we don't need of a undeployment. So for example, see, in the production system always the message will flowing, right? Always the message will flowing. So you are moving some changes. So that means in a development you made some changes, some enhancements you did for some of the integration flow. So what you will do is, you will move the changes to production system, right? So once the testing is done, we will move the changes to production system, right? So while moving that changes to the production, you will redeploy that integration flow, right? You will redeploy that integration flow. So that time when you are redeploying that integration flow, what are all the messages are processing while you are redeploying, that message also will go to the abandoned status. So for example, see, while processing I undeployed, that is going to the abandoned status. So while processing the message, if I click on again deploy, that time also this will, the runtime artifact with, I mean, whenever the runtime artifact was disturbed while the message processing, either it is you are undeploying, either you are deploying, whatever it is, that time the message will go to the abandoned status. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
In production system, we cannot pause or delete the iflows, right?
Yeah, yeah, in production system it is not possible. When you have a proper approvals from the business, then only we can undeploy the integration flows.
Okay.
We have
Actually, we
a
don't
we
have.
need, yeah, sorry.
Even we don't have access to delete the.
Yeah, some of the developers had access. So who had access for undeploying deploying that integration flows, so they will take care about it actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Undeploying means it's like deleting or
Yeah, no, no, it is deleting from the runtime. From the runtime it is deleting, but the artifact will be available in the tenant management node. So that means it will be available in the package, but it will not running at the runtime. So but
okay.
that means it is not able to connect with the source, it is not able to connect with the target. Just that artifact is alive, that's all.
Okay. Until it is again deployed.
Yes, yes, right.
Okay.
So this is about the status. So why I'm going to the statuses now is, so with this sleep function only I can explain this abandoned status. So that's what way you, I mean, I explained that. So now see, you're clear, right, by using this statement. So like a thread dot sleep. So see here, message dot set body. So sleep, so sleep of function, this function will hold the process based on the provided milliseconds. So clear? So like this we can use this process. Now you might have some questions like so for palette options we are using this function. So like this groovy script, we are using whenever we don't have the option, I mean, uh, when we had a requirement that is not satisfied by the, I mean, standard palette options, we can you go for the Groovy script. So, but in message mapping also, in PI, if you have knowledge on PI, if the all functions we had, right, so we had a many functions inside of it, like arithmetic functions, boolean functions, node functions. We have a many node functions. If this node function is not I mean node functions, all the standard functions of a message mapping is not satisfying requirement, then we will go with the Groovy script, I mean like a UDFs inside of the message mapping. So how we can create that UDFs in a message mapping? So how we can create that UDFs in a message mapping? So now see, you can use message mapping, right? So for example, if I use this message mapping here in the processing tab, okay, I have to upload this I mean XSDs. So let me upload one sample XSD to it. Uh, mm underscore UDF, user defined function. UDF means user defined function. If the all message mapping functions are not satisfying my requirement, then I will go with this option. So see add. So how we can create the functions inside of it? So let me create. I mean let me. So see this is XSD class 10 XSD we created, and I'm using same function from the source and target. I mean same structure from the source and target. So invoice and invoice item. So just I'm mapping all the fields. So if I wanted to map all the fields, select source and target like this, and you can click on this function. So it will map all the fields one by one. So now see, I have to send. I mean like for example, I have to send message ID of CPI in one of the particular field. For example, for identifying which message it is from the CPI, for identifying the which message from it is coming from CPI. So see here, this is the, for example, I have to pass that message ID in a item cost field. So for example, item cost field, how I can send it? So my message ID read చేయడానికి. So message ID means this one. So when I go for a message processing log, it is showing message ID, right? So it is showing message ID. So this message ID I have to, so see this is the message ID. So this message ID I have to read and I mean I have to post it to this item cost. So how I can process it? So see we have to write that group functionality. So that we have to write that UDF. So how we can define that UDF here? So see here in the above we have a function. So this is for create function. So this is for assign function. So let me create a function here. So the create script means like mpl id message processing log id. So now it is creating. So see this is the actually the standard some uh, I mean like sample message mapping functions here. So now what I'm doing is, so I already had a code with me. So here you can see this is the actual argument return message process log id mpl id to the message mapping. So see here you can use this statement. So here you can see you can use these three statements and you can use it here. So what this function will do here? So get message processing log id. So that means this function will use to get the message processing log id. So here we are passing header. So this is the one of the parameter for the header, and see this is the message context. So this is the context of the message, and what we are using is, so we defined one string mpl id and the context dot get header of. So it will get this header value from this context, and it will convert into the toString function. So and it will store in a mpl id. So we are returning, now we are returning this mpl id to the target. So every function will return value, right? So now that we are returning this value mpl id lo edaithe ee message id store ayindho, that value we are returning at the target side. So now just click on OK. So now it is saved. See now it is created like a one message mapping function. It is created like a one message mapping function. So here what we have to provide in this header. So see here, mm, just a second, let me edit the script now. We are not using this header anymore, right? So this header we are not using anywhere. So you can map any of the fields here. There is no issue here. So you can map any of the header here. So because we are not using that header anymore. So let me save this. Let me click on OK. And this is a runtime artifact, right? That is the message ID will be created at the runtime. So that is the reason we cannot find that values. We cannot find that values inside of it. So now what I am doing is, so let me do one thing. So let me take a invoice class 10 desktop. XML. So this is the invoice XML I have. Let me open in a notepad. So let me paste it. So let me paste it in a message body instead of it. So message body. I placed in a message body as a constant. So now wherever I had an item cost, it will process that message ID at the target side. So let me deploy first time. So after that we will enable trace for it. So that is for Groovy script test, right? So let me enable trace. So this is failed actually. Let me check. Okay. So what is the error? So you already done with mapping. What is the error here? So date doesn't have a Q value. So that means from the sender, we are not sending the date field. That's all. So but inside of it, it is required the date field here. So let me edit it. We can edit, right? So what is a inv underscore date? So for example, so I'm just giving some test data. Mm, that is the reason it is failed. So let's see. It doesn't contain field. I mean date field actually. So let's see the other message for processing. So it is started at 8:57. So now it is completed. So let's trace the payload now. So before going to the trace, what is the output here? I mean message ID here. So see, let's see the message ID here. Then we can check the. So this is the MPL ID actually. This is the MPL ID. So let me trace the payload. So see, for message mapping, this is the input. So what is the input? The item cost. We had this. So let me paste the message ID here first. This is the message ID. So now what I'm doing is, so now I'm checking for. So after this is a message mapping input actually. So if I go for end message and the payload, you can see the message at wherever the message cost item cost is there. So let me copy this payload and I will show you in the notepad, then you will get clear idea. So see, I am pasting the payload here and control H and slash n spindle replace. Sorry. Okay, here I placed actually the capital N, we have to place a slash n, small n. So now it is changed. So see, wherever I have item cost, it is reading the message ID. So what is the message ID we have previously? In the log we have taken, right? You can compare with that message ID. So see, this is the message ID actually. So see, wherever we have, so for example, if I find this, so the count, so these are the message we have. So clear? So just a second. So this is about creating the I mean user defined functions in a mapping, and also creating the details like I mean creating the custom Groovy script based on our requirements. So you can try from your end. If you had any queries, uh, we can discuss in the next class. Okay. So
Chandra,
go with this first. Yeah, Arun.
yeah, can you? There are many other examples we can see in Google for this Groovy script. Like
Yes, you can
whenever we
find it.
use,
Yeah, this one, right? You're saying this one. Somewhere I copied, right? So this one, right? You're saying where I copied actually. Just a second. So this one I have. Just a second. You can find in Google. Like, so this one, right? You're saying these are the Groovy scripts, right? You're asking. So I will share. I will share. No issue. Hello.
hello, yeah, is it audible now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Chandra, like any other examples I'm asking, like we can also see it in Google for any other
Yeah,
Groovy
we
script example.
yes, you can go. We have a many blocks actually. So you can go that blocks and you can check. So why they are using the Groovy scripts, and you can based on that you can try yourself. So mostly we
Oh,
will get this body modifications and headers and properties creation, and also user defined functions in message mapping.
okay, okay. User defined functions again. It is a Java code or else a Groovy script here.
Groovy only, Groovy only, Groovy only.
Okay,
So that is
okay,
also
okay,
group. We just created it, right? So that is the output we are getting message ID here.
okay.
Yeah.
Chandra, like
Tomorrow, what would be the you are going to cover?
Tomorrow class XSLD mapping, Arun. XSLD mapping
Oh,
and remaining concepts. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Chandra, one question.
Yeah. Yes.
Like they are asking what are the areas you worked on? Like Groovy script means what should I explain?
Yes. See here, whatever we explained today. So first requirement we used for a message. I mean like a payload logging. So we already covered. So if I say that what is the payload logging, why we are using payload logging, what is your requirement? So we can explain this. So we are logging payload based on our requirement. So some of the interface we are logging the payload for each message. For some of the cases, you can say them like whenever the exception happened. So this is the code for whenever the exception happened. That time we will storing the message as attachment. And also we have a requirement like in a message mapping I have to read the message processing log id. I have to read the message processing log id in a one of the field, so I use this Groovy script. And also we have many more options in online. So see here I already explained you, right? So we have many. So based on it, you can go with this and you can uh, start learning. So because at the first time the Groovy script is very complex for you if you don't have background of CSC or Java or something else. So just go with this small changes and creating body headers and then properties. So based on that you can start learning and you can go with these examples. So when they ask any requirement why you are using Groovy script, then you can take one example from this and you can explain them. So first go with this payload logging and then reading and modifying the headers properties and body. So these are two are enough, and also go with the message mapping standard form. I mean message mapping uh, user defined function by using the Groovy script, like how we created this for reading the.
Like any example for the UDFs?
Yeah, we already created, right? Just I explained. I would like to read a message ID. So I would like to read a
Yes.
message ID from the source system. I mean, like, what is the message ID we are created in a message processing log that will be read in a this item cost. I just explained, right? So
Yes, yes.
see, wherever I
Apart
use
from
it,
that.
this function, yeah, apart from this we have many actually. So like if I wanted to read one header value, so for example the item number is coming from the source, I would like to read that item header, item number header. So then you can use the same function here and you can change the name inside of it. So see here, inside of it we have MPL ID, right? So if I go for this function, so see here, if I edit this one display function, I mean edit script. So see, you can change this header here, and you can access that header from the invoice number header value into the target field.
Okay.
So
So
clear,
they are
Ajay?
also,
I
yes.
actually I joined 25 minutes before today class. As discussed
uh,
yesterday, right? You have some queries. I will join 30 minutes before.
yes, Chandra. Yesterday's I
Yeah.
was late.
Okay. Okay.
So, like whatever the success factor, Chandra, there everyone is asking about the success factor. Have you worked
So you
on
can
success?
say because like a success factors, I given some. I mean like a brief introduction about it. Yes. So you can
Yes.
convey them like I had a basic idea on success factors to how to connect. So but I don't have any hands-on knowledge on it. So like that you can convey them. So
They
because
are
you are already
specifically
in a rest. Yeah. Sorry.
they are looking for the candidates who are like who have worked on the success factor, Chandra. So how to
Yes, success
tackle that?
factor is in a rare requirement, Ajas. So previous days only success factor is required. So nowadays they are. I mean, many of the people are looking for without success factors knowledge also. So because if you are hiring for success factors directly, this might complex to uh, handle that interfaces actually for a fresher. As a
Mhm.
fresher, I am saying.
Okay.
So like you did some basic, you can convey them like మీరు వాళ్ళకి చెప్పండి. So I have done some sample interface, but I'm not much familiar with that. But I'm good with the OData adapter and then REST adapter and then SOAP adapter. The same configuration we will do in a success factors also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chandra, ఈ
So yeah,
ప్రాజెక్ట్
just,
ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఎప్పుడు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు?
sorry.
ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తా అన్నారు కదా.
అయిపోతుందండి మోస్ట్లీ ఈ వీక్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తానండి. సో మనకి ఇంకా పెండింగ్ టాపిక్స్ ఏం లేవు. XSLT మ్యాపింగ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మనకి మ్యాక్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ 2 to 3 టాపిక్స్. సో ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీషన్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ ల్యాండ్స్కేప్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్.
ఓకే.
యా. ఓకే
ఇంకా కొన్ని
జస్ట్
క్వశ్చన్స్.
yeah, just can you please join before I mean 8, so because the other one, I mean I mean other students are joining in 9 to 10 batch, that's what I'm
ఓకే.
rushing.
ఓకే.
Yeah.
టుమారో 7:30
Yes, tomorrow yes, you can join at 7:30. So we'll discuss about that questions. Okay.
యా. యా షూర్.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.